Good morning, boys and girls. Today I will be going over how to write a persuasive essay. This lesson is going to cover the following California standards, which is text types and purposes. So because it is a different type of text, it is a persuasive one. You will be covering that type. There are different types like informative essays, biographies, fiction, nonfiction, which we will get to or have already learned them. And then there's also production and distribution of writing. So as I explained before, I will be teaching you how to write a persuasive essay, what goes in the persuasive essay, and how you could construct it so that you could write it out for everyone else. So the objective for today is that by the end of today's lesson, you as the students will be able to construct a persuasive essay by practicing how to define whether it's a persuasive essay or not, and writing it on your own. Okay, so first of all, who already knows what a persuasive essay is? Or who has heard of a persuasive essay? Okay. Do you know what elements are in a persuasive essay? What should a persuasive essay have? And then, do you know how to format your persuasive essay? Okay. So if you don't already know, that's good because we will be learning that today. But first, we're going to play an activity for you guys to get an idea of what a persuasive essay is. Okay, so I will be going around with a bucket full of papers like this that have little statements. You will be picking one and I will be giving you 5 minutes to come up with your backup reasoning as to why you believe this is true. For example, if I get snow days are great for family time, so then I have 5 minutes to think about what about snow days makes it great for family time, because others might not think that. So I have to try and convince them, persuade them that this is true. So for example, I would say my 5 minutes are up. I'll say snow days are great for family time because we are all at home and we get to go outside and play with the snow. Although the snow is cold, it is still fun to be outside and play. So this is something that you would try and work on. Obviously, it was a little short because it's a short amount of time and it's just a quick trying to convince someone. So with me saying that, did I convince any of you that snow days are great for family time? Okay. So what is a persuasive essay and how do I write one? Okay, so a persuasive essay is an essay that explains a specific topic and attempts to persuade the audience that your point of view, your opinion, what you think, is the right opinion, that there's nothing else. So me, earlier when I said that snow days are great for family time, no one can say that they're not, because I said that they are. Okay, so the components of a persuasive essay include the topic of which you're trying to persuade your audience. You're gonna have an introduction paragraph where you need to make sure that you include the topic and where you stand. So if I say the color blue is the best color in the whole world, so then I would make sure that in my first paragraph, I state that the color blue is the best color in the whole world. I have to make sure that that is clear in the first paragraph. Okay, and then you have to have body paragraphs, which is where you gather your evidence and your reasoning, and then you try to explain to the audience, you try to persuade them that the color blue is the best color in the whole world. After you have at least 2 paragraphs of you explaining, then you move on to your third body paragraph, which is a counter argument. A counter argument is where you acknowledge the other person's point of view. So if one of you said, no, red is the best color in the world, then you would acknowledge it. You would say, yes, red is a very nice color, but to me, it looks too mean. And then you go on to keep explaining why blue would be the best color in the world. After you're done with the counter argument, you need to make sure you have a conclusion. So in the conclusion, you need to make sure that you restate what you believe. It is a bit repetitive, but that's only because you're trying to convince everyone else that what you think, which is blue is the best color in the world, is true. Okay, so once you have done that, as I was explaining how to compose your essay, you have to have 5 paragraphs. For now, since we're just starting, it won't be 5 paragraphs. We'll start with little statements and work our way. But by the end of this unit with persuasive essays, you'll be able to write 5 paragraphs defending what you believe and trying to persuade your classmates into thinking the same thing. So 5 paragraph structure, which is the introduction, as I mentioned, your 3 body paragraphs. Who remembers what the 3 body paragraphs were? Okay, so 2 paragraphs where you explain and try to persuade with your backup information, your research, if you have done any, and then your counter argument paragraph, which is the 4th paragraph, where you acknowledge the other person's point of view. And then the 5th one, conclusion paragraph, where you restate what you believe and conclude your whole thing. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to read this short little paragraph, and then together we're going to identify the major things that are in a persuasive essay. Okay? So it says, all students should wear uniforms because it shows that we are more united as a school and it's easier to decide what to wear in the morning. I understand that they may be uncomfortable. However, we only have to wear them during school. Students should wear uniforms because it makes it easier to get up and go every morning. Okay, so what was the topic? Yeah, the topic was students should wear uniforms. What were the supporting details? Supporting details were, it's easier to decide what to wear, and it makes us more united as a school. What was the counter argument in this paragraph? Yes, they may be uncomfortable. So the argument was that they're uncomfortable. Okay, so then what was the conclusion? Again, where did I state the conclusion? Students should wear uniforms, there it is again, because it makes it easier to get up and go every morning. So that was a short little paragraph that covered everything that a persuasive essay should have in a shorter amount of time, but it covered everything. So next is independent practice, and I will be showing you these statements up on the screen, and your job is to identify whether these statements are trying to be persuasive or if they're just facts. Okay? And then after you're done with that, you are going to go ahead and write a short little essay, maybe 3 paragraphs, introduction, 1 body paragraph, and your conclusion on something that you would like to persuade me on. I'm not assigning it to you. I'm not assigning a specific topic. You just have to, you come up with your own and try to persuade me, okay? Okay, so the following statements. I'll read them to you. Just make sure you write them in your journal and tell me whether they're trying to be persuasive or they're just facts, okay? The first one is, dogs make better pets than cats. What do you guys think? Persuasive or not persuasive? Okay, the next one. The grass is green. Are you trying to persuade me that the grass is green, or is the grass actually green? Okay, next one. Skateboard helmets should be mandatory. What is that one? The following. We should provide food for the poor. What do you guys think? Persuasive or just regular? School should start later in the day. You guys like that one? Okay. Children should be paid for doing chores. Okay. So now it's time for you guys to work on that short essay for me, and then we'll come back. So the students will be assessed in essay format. So it is formal because they will be given a topic that I assign to them, and they will have a certain time limit to write it. So they will be tested on the knowledge about persuasive essays by writing me one, and I will grade them based on the paragraphs that they use, how well they structured it, whether they were able to defend their argument properly and make sure that they had the counter argument, as well as concluding it. Okay. So now that we have came back, what is a persuasive essay? Who can tell me? Okay. How is it different from other types of essays? What's the difference? Okay. How comfortable do you feel about writing a persuasive essay? Thumbs up, good, middle, down, not really. Okay. Who thinks they need more practice with persuasive essays? Okay. Okay, guys. Now, to go over everything that we just learned so it could stick in your brains, we're going to play a little game, okay? So I will be putting up little statements as I did earlier, and you will need to identify with your group, with your tables, whether it is for a persuasive essay or if it's just regular. If it is persuasive, you need to give me one thing that will back it up for it to be persuasive. Okay? Okay. Also, whoever wins, whoever shows me their boards first gets a point, and whoever has the most points at the end will win a prize at the end of the day. Okay, so the first statement is, the sun is the brightest thing on earth. Okay. Chocolate is the best candy in the world. Okay. So with this game, I would be reassuring them that they know what they know about persuasive essays and that they could now identify them. It is as well another test for me, to be an informal test to see how well they grasp the concept and whether we need to reteach it or if we could move on to the next topic that is in line. Thank you.